Hello and welcome to the fifth video lecture of Quantitative Techniques, Module 1, third semester. In this today's video lecture, we are continuing with where we left off in the previous video. This lecture will be covering the next two techniques of measurement of correlation. So let us start. In a previous video, we have studied scatter diagram. In today's video, we will study basics of Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation and Spearman's rank coefficient of correlation. So these two are the algebraic methods which are there in your syllabus. So we shall concentrate on these two, and in today's lecture we shall take introduction to these two. So what are these two algebraic methods? The first out of these two algebraic method is the Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. Now students, Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation and Spearman's rank coefficient of correlation, these are two different methods or techniques to find out the correlation coefficient. Why there are two methods? One, we may have different types of data. Some data might be easily quantified while other data may not be easily quantified. So data, for instance, weight of a student, height of the students, age of the students, or maybe marks obtained by students. So all these data which we are collecting are quantified. So they are quantitative in nature, and here we get the actual values. Such kind of data, when they are presented, it is better that we go for Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. On the other hand, if we get qualitative data, like for example beauty, skill, experience, maybe not in years, or this kind of affection, these kind of variables which is difficult to measure in terms of numbers, and we can only rank them. So in such kind of situations where quantification is difficult, we go for Spearman's rank correlation and we use the ranks. Coming to this slide, Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation, it is based on the covariance of two variables. So covariance of two variables in a series is studied in Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. The coefficient of correlation is denoted by the symbol r, small r. So as we have said that it studies the covariance of two variables in a series. So the formula to find out r is, that is coefficient of correlation, r is covariance between x and y upon standard deviation of x multiplied by standard deviation of y, which equals, in notation form it is written as r is equals to covariance between x and y upon standard deviation of x into standard deviation of y. Another formula which we can use and normally used for your problems is r equal to n multiplied by summation of x into y, that is summation of xy, minus summation of x multiplied by summation of y, divided by the square root of n into summation x square minus summation x the whole square. Similarly n into summation y square minus summation y the whole square. So this formula can be applied for your problems. Here what is n? N is basically, small n is basically the number of values that are given for x and y. Suppose 8 students are studied, subjects in two different subjects, marks obtained in maths, marks obtained in English. If we want to study this of 8 students, then 8 is the value of n. X can be one value, that is x value might be maths, and y might be y will be marks obtained in English, and so on. This will be much more clear when we take a numerical. If you want a shortcut method, or maybe a method where suppose the values are too huge, suppose we want to study the something like the correlation between the weight of say item 1 and weight of item 2 loaded in a truck in kgs, then it might be like x value might be 7000 kgs, 8000 kgs, 9000 kgs, 10000 kgs, and so on. Y values will might be 11,000 kgs, 14,000 kgs, 18,000 kgs, 20,000 kgs, and so on. So if you are multiplying this, squaring this, then multiplying this, your calculator which you are using will be, which is a simple accounting calculator in your examination, will be very small, and the numbers will be too huge for the calculator to calculate. In such instances, we go for this kind of a method, where we go for something known as change of origin, change of scale. So there are two techniques. Remember, correlation, whether it is Karl Pearson's method or scatter diagram method, or it is rank correlation method, is not affected by change in scale or change in origin. So what it means is basically you can change the origin. Here in this formula, for instance, what we are doing is we are changing the origin. R equal to summation of, remember this is capital X capital Y which we are using here all in this formula. So capital X, so R equal to summation of capital XY divided by square root of summation x square into summation y square, all being capital. But the values that are given to you are not capital XY, as in this, these are all small xy. Here in this previous formula we have seen small xy, whereas here we see capital XY. So what is this capital X and capital Y? Where capital X is equals to x minus x bar, that is mean of x. This is mean of x. And capital Y is equals to y minus y bar, that is mean of y. Don't worry if you're not understanding this, it will be much more clear when you are solving the problems. So these are the two main formulas that you're going to use when solving the problems, and this also can come in some instances. We shall take one problem on this type also. So I hope you are clear about Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. Now let us move towards the next type or next technique, that is Spearman's rank correlation method. As I've said, whenever quantification of data is easy, we go for Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. But when quantification of data or quantification of variables becomes difficult, such as beauty, leadership ability, knowledge of a person, we cannot measure it in terms of numbers. We cannot say that he is 5 out of 10 for beauty, 10 out. The attributes are little different. The quantification of these variables is difficult. Then in this method, what we do is instead we give ranks. So hence it is known as rank correlation, and that is why we use Spearman's rank correlation method. In this method, ranks are allotted to each element or variable either in ascending order or descending order. Remember this can happen either in ascending order and or descending order without changing your final answers. So you can either go for ascending or descending order. the correlation coefficient between these allotted two series of ranks. Now what happens is you convert these marks. Suppose if marks are given of two students in two different subjects, or 10 students of in two different subjects, then you are asked to use Spearman's rank correlation method. Then these marks are first to be converted into ranks, and then you have to use these ranks in the formulas given to you. Now let us see what are these formulas. As we have seen the formula to find out Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation, the same formula I have written it down here, and similarly the other formulas also I have written it down. You can see. So what is this formula for Spearman's rank correlation? The formula to find out Spearman's rank correlation is rho. It is measured in rho, capital R, is equal to 1 minus into bracket 6 multiplied by summation d square upon n cube minus n, bracket complete. Remember, this 1 is here separate outside this bracket. First you have to simplify this and find out what is the value of this bracket, and then 1 minus the answer of this bracket. Now this is where a simple ranks are given, that is each student gets one rank and there is no tie between them. But before that, let us understand what is this notation D. D stands for deviation between ranks. You will understand it is equal to the difference between the ranks R1 minus R2, and n is the number of students being studied. If this method we are using when there are no ties, but what will happen if ties come or ties occur? If ties exist in ranks, then we use rho equal to 1 minus 6 multiplied by summation d square. Similar formula it is here 1, here we have 1, here we have 1, minus into bracket 6 multiplied by something. So this needs some correction because there will be some ties. So what will come here instead? Bracket summation d square plus cf1 plus cf2 plus cf3 and so on. How many CF? What are these CF? CF is nothing but correction factor. Correction factor is basically how many places you have ties. If you have ties for at two different places, you have CF1 and CF2. If you have ties at three different places, CF1, CF2, CF3 will come. If you have ties at 5 different places, then CF1, CF2, CF3, CF4 and CF5 will come. And if you do not have any tie, then this formula you are using. If there is no tie, then you are using this formula. If you have ties, then you are using this formula. And how many CFs you are going to use? It depends upon how many ties exist. If 2 ties are there, CF1 and CF2 only, and remaining all are same. So these are the formulas that we are going to use. So now we shall take the problems on Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation and Spearman's rank correlation in our coming lecture. With this, we end today's lecture. Thank you.